Thank you for joining us for our next portion of the 31 Days of Samhain. Today's portion will be a meditation on our ancestors. So I invite you to find a comfortable spot in your chair or lying down and begin to start with our familiar relaxation sequence. Close your eyes, feel your body settle into your chair, and begin to focus from the top of your head on relaxing your body. Breathing deeply in and out, and in and out. As your breath becomes slow and steady and comfortable for you, breathing in and out, allowing yourself to relax a bit more in your chair, to feel yourself tune into your body and how it feels. Begin at the top of your head and allow your muscles begin to relax. You may notice a bit of tension at the top of your head you didn't have before. Allow it to become loose and slack. As relaxation moves down through your face, feel it move behind your eyes, allowing them to rest with their eyes closed. Moving down through our cheeks. Perhaps we might not have even realized that may have been clenching our teeth. Allow your jaws to relax and that tension to simply melt away. As that energy moves down across the back of your head, feel any stress that you had there begin to leave your body. Feel as the energy moves down through your neck, feel your neck become loose, and feel your shoulders drop. Any stresses, any worries that we carried on our shoulders, allow yourself to set those aside. Allow them to wait just outside of your sacred space. They will be there when you return. Feel the spot between your shoulder blades relax and drop down with each breath. Allow your arms to become slack and your hands to rest naturally. As the relaxation floats down through the top of our chest and into our heart center, allow that heart center to also relax. It has carried so much of your burdens lately, so much of your cares and concerns. Allow it to relax and to rest. And as the energy moves down through your belly, allow your belly to relax. And the energy moves down into your hips, those pivot points that carry our body forward, allow those to relax. And again, keep concentrating on our breath, in and out, slow and steady. Feeling the tops of our thighs relax and our knees, moving down through our calves and our ankles, allowing our feet to relax that carry us around all day. And with one nice deep breath in through your crown, feel your energy connect up with Source. And as you exhale, move it down, 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 down through your body, through your hips, and out the bottom of your feet and into the earth. Creating a stable and steady point for you between the ethers and the earth, with you in the middle of the tree. Now that you've become very relaxed, allow your thoughts to begin to turn inward as we journey together. As our thoughts turn inward and we begin to relax, we see a beautiful starry night sky. The full moon is high overhead, and we have immediately found ourselves in a clearing. It is a clearing that is familiar to us. We have been here many times before. We notice off in the distance a white building made simply of pillars with no walls. We see right through it, and we notice it as a Greek or Roman type of architecture. Since the full moon is out, when it shines upon it, it seems to glow, the white marble reflecting the light of the moon. We see a fire lit inside this building, and it is large, and we can see its orange light from here. We instinctively know that that is where we are destined to go. We have been here many times. The trek is not unfamiliar to us. And as we walk across the ground, we begin to notice smells coming from that fire. More than just wood smoke. We smell cinnamon and frankincense and clove. It is interesting that we can smell it from so far away, but it is just another aspect of this event for us. As we continue to make our way to this glowing white marble building, we notice that people are already inside and looking out from different sides of the building across the land. As we make our way up those cold marble steps that feel cool on our feet, we find ourselves stepping inside the building with no walls, simply pillars holding up its roof overhead. The roof is complete with the exception of a round hole at the middle, allowing the smoke of the fire to travel out the top of the roof. We had expected to see some sort of hearth or stove in the middle of this building, but it is simply wood piled upon this floor. Lit as if by magic, the orange flames flicker between red and green and blue and white. We notice that there is a ring of the herbs and incenses that we smelled, ringing the fire. And again, if we breathe, we can smell the cinnamon, the cloves, the frankincense. We begin to smell the myrrh. All of these different smells remind us that this fire has been made sacred. It has been prepared with intention. It is not simply a fire for warmth or for food, but it is a fire of offering. The other figures that are there, although we may not recognize them, feel familiar. Guides and teachers that perhaps we have not yet met. However, they come close and make a ring around the fire, and we step forward, feeling its warmth like any other fire, but we also feel its magic, which is completely unique unto us. They remind us that we have been gathered here to set the intention for our ancestor work. They ask us to think of those people that we wish to remember. They may be relatives from our family, they may be friends, they may be pets, they may be groups of people. Regardless of who they are, they have meant something to us, otherwise we would not remember them now. We take a moment to think about those we have lost, but realize that we have only lost them to our physical world, and we mourn not for them, but for our own personal loss. The mourning does not last long, for we were reminded to make the clearest connection with Spirit, we must remember times of joy. Times when we were happy or when they were happy. times when we felt love, for that being the highest vibration, and that vibration of love and joy is what will connect us with those in spirit. They remind us that as we begin this section of our journey, this introduction that we have with them, they encourage us and they speak to us to begin to gather in our regular everyday lives pictures and photos of those we remember, things that symbolized them, perhaps a pocket watch or a piece of jewelry, a strand of pearls. Perhaps they may be plates that have been passed down through generations, serving dishes, favorite coffee cups, anything that related to them. We may even have a faded flannel shirt, or an apron, or a handkerchief, or a quilt. But we were reminded during this time of the season to remember those with love and to begin to gather these things. As we take mental note of things we need to gather, those that we have loved and those that have left this physical realm, we are reminded that they continue on with their journey on the finer planes. We are encouraged to remember, if they do not touch in and make contact with us, it is because they are working on their own work on the other side. Their own karma continues on. They still have lessons to learn and work to do. We are reminded that this is just the beginning of the time when we will touch in with their energy. Given all of these ideas, those we will choose to remember, things we will wish to begin to gather, even recipes from cookbooks. We are reminded to take some energy from the fire, to hold it in our hand, and to place it in our heart. This will be our connection point, our touch point, if you will, for our work that we will do with them further in our next meditation together. So we take this energy into our heart. We keep these ideas in our heads. And giving thanks to those gathered round, we begin to leave the fire. We notice paper next to the fire with a writing instrument. We write upon this paper a message which we wish to deliver to spirit or those in spirit. We take a moment to write that down. And when we are done, we hold it in our hands a moment and walk over to the fire and drop it in. The paper bounces to an outside log where we can see it quite clearly, and we watch it as the flames begin to lick at its edges. As it curls upon itself, we can see bits of our writing as it eventually is engulfed and turns to ash. So we thank those who have helped us here. We now have work to do. So turning from the fire, we again descend down those cool marble stairs, and we begin to walk away from this building without walls, and again glance up overhead at the full moon, which has moved quite rapidly across the sky. On the opposite horizon, we begin to see the colors of daybreak, and as the moon dips down past the horizon, the sun begins to rise. And as it does, we feel the need to move back into our physical bodies, first beginning to feel ourselves shift just a bit in our chair, feeling within us the need to wiggle or move our fingers or our toes, to flex our ankles or our hands. And when we are ready, we return fully back into our body like slipping on a glove. We feel the call of the physical world, and when we are ready, we open our eyes, awake and refreshed, as we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. So mote it be. remembering as you come out of your meditation those things you may wish to gather for our next portion of 31 Days of Samhain: pictures, jewelry, recipes, dishes, quilts, any of those things that you may start to prepare your own ancestor altar in your space. Thank you again so much for joining us, and we will see you in the next portion of the 31 Days of Samhain.